Hey guys, I'm Mindy and welcome back to Mom Minute. As a mother of 6 kids, I know a thing or two about sibling rivalry, and I especially know that you're always going to have some of it. But it's the way that you handle it that's important. Kylie asked, "My sister is an A student and really good at everything she does. I feel like she's my parents' favorite and I'm not good enough. What should I do?" So as a mom of 6 kids, this question actually kind of made my heart hurt because I understand how hard it is from a parent's perspective to try to be everything to every single child. But I also understand how important it is from a child's perspective to feel like you're loved unconditionally and that your parents aren't favoring one child over another. So one of my pieces of advice to you would be to sit down and have a conversation with your parents. Try to pick a day when you're both calm, all 3 of you can sit down and just really take a moment and decompress and tell them how you're feeling, because I'm sure that your parents aren't doing it intentionally and probably are going to feel really, really bad when they understand how affected you are by their behaviors. Another thing I just want to touch briefly on is to try to remember that your parents love every child a little bit differently. It's not that your parents don't love you, because of course they do. It's just that every child is different, and there are different things that your parents love about different kids. I have one daughter that's very, very shy and very quiet, and I love that about her. She's very sweet and gentle and very angelic, and those are some of my favorite qualities in her. I have another child who is anything but quiet or sweet or angelic. She's kind of a little spunky and a little fiery and kind of a little bit of a pest and likes to create drama amongst the siblings. But she's so funny and creative, and she's always good for a laugh. And I love those qualities about her, but they're not the same qualities, and I can't compare them against each other. If I was expecting my 4th daughter to be the exact same as my 3rd daughter, neither one of them would measure up against each other, and that would be sad for both of them. I also have a set of identical twins. Now, you would think that identical twins, genetically the same, probably the same personality, but they're just not. They were raised in the same home, but each child comes a little bit differently. And again, my twins are similar in some ways, but very different in others. You really can't compare yourself to your sister all the time, nor should your parents. Your parents just need to understand that you're 2 totally separate people with completely different sets of qualities that are amazing in each of you. I also think it's extra important for you not to compare yourself to your sister. Just as important as it is for your parents not to compare, it's probably more important for you. So it's really hard, and I know as a woman, I do it all the time. I think women are particularly bad about this, but we compare. It's like, I hate my nose, her nose is perfect. I hate my hair, her hair looks beautiful. But if you really sit down and talk to each other, what you find is that you both feel that way. My guess is if you sat down and talked to your sister, she would think you have some amazing qualities that she doesn't have, and she would maybe be jealous of those things and maybe even feel like your parents favor you in some ways, and she feels bad about that too. So one example I have of this exact thing is that when I was a little bit older and sat down to talk to my older sister, one day she was telling me how jealous she was of the fact that when I was growing up with my parents, that we had a little bit more money to spend, and so we traveled. There's 6 years between me and my sister, so it wasn't exactly the same household that we grew up in. But when we started comparing notes, I was telling her how jealous I was of the time and the attention that she had with my parents because they were both working when I grew up. So it was totally different, and all those years we had been feeling like maybe negative feelings about, oh, I wish I had more time with mom, and she was thinking, oh, I wish I had been able to do all that traveling that you did. And in reality, the grass was just greener on the other side of the hill for both of us. So try to remember that when you're thinking about your sister as well. My last piece of advice for you would just be to focus on the things that you are good at. Acknowledge the fact that you have amazing talents and abilities that nobody else has. That is exactly what makes you uniquely you and nobody else. So just try to focus on those things and develop those talents and abilities and qualities, and don't worry about what anybody else is doing, and you'll be much happier in the long run anyway. Are your siblings getting you down? Be sure to leave a comment below and tell me all about it. Or you can tweet me other questions at @TheMomsView, #MomMinute. Be sure to subscribe, come back and check us out and see all the cool things we're talking about next week, and we'll see you later. Bye guys. As a mother of 2 teenage daughters, I know it's coming. Dating. I don't want to talk about this. But how young is too young? Carmen sent in this question. She asks, my daughter in 7th grade was asked out by a boy at school. Is that too young? What's a good age to let your kids date?